Am I too old to have children? Am I too old to have an opinion? Am I too old to have an opinion on politics? Would you join a political party that shares similar views to mine?
Look at that before I say the name.
Here's Rebecca Feedy-Mayer
Yeah, we like the
and
name.
Nancy Clark together.
Always like that name.
I love that name. I've not heard it before.
Haven't you? And my mum said that. I'm so surprised. Have you heard of Maya before?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
Right,
Having
well,
said that, where was
really
that
bad stomachache.
in London?
I think Alan might have poisoned me.
My cafe. Didn't take your water.
Here's Alan McClark.
Tell me who you are, Ellie.
I am Ellie. I am the twin,
Right.
the girl version.
Oh, who's your father?
Mr. David Clark.
Right, now he's apparently looking for friendship from certain people. Now, tell me the good points about your father.
He is wild.
Wild, go on.
He is
Sensible?
no,
What?
not at all. Risk taker.
Considerate?
No, not at all.
Helpful?
I wouldn't say helpful either. Sometimes, no, he is. No, that's right. He's got
Okay.
so many amazing
Oh,
stories.
say the bad side.
He's a chauvinist. He is. He's got bad dress sense. And he doesn't like to spend any money whatsoever at all on anything.
That's
And used to
fine.
make us use
Right.
2 sheets of paper when we were about 10 to go to the toilet.
Well, now we're going to go to Eleanor now. No, we're going to go
Go
to
to
Macy.
Eleanor.
We're going to go to Macy now. Macy, tell us who you are.
I'm Maisie.
And who's your dad?
David Clark.
Me? Right, now tell me 3 good points about your dad.
You're interesting.
That's a good one. I should have said that.
Enthusiastic.
Enthusiastic.
That's a good one.
Copying you, I think. Go
God
on.
damn it.
Wise.
Wise. Okay,
You
now
are,
what about
that's a
3
good
bad
one.
things? What about bad things?
Clumsy.
Clumsy? What a-
Recently, been really clumsy. I'm not sure.
Am I old?
Yes.
Has he got bad dress
Old?
sense?
Yeah.
Have I got a good sense?
That way.
Not dress sense, but
Okay, we're going back. We'll have to go and ask Ellie,
Bex.
Bexy. Now, Bexy, who are you?
I'm Rebecca.
Who's your dad?
Mr. David Clark.
Tell me 3 good things about your dad.
Okay, so I'd say he has friends of all different backgrounds. He doesn't judge anyone until he knows them. I wouldn't say you're a judgmental person.
No.
You will help anyone. Lots of random different friends. Anyone can be your friend. I'd say you are helpful. You'll always help your kids. You always pick us up in the middle of the night.
Right.
Yeah,
what
you used to do that.
about some bad points? What are
Bad
3 bad
points.
points?
Sometimes you can be inconsiderate. You don't realise that you're upsetting people
Yeah.
because you think because you're not upset, they're not upset.
yeah.
You can't understand other people's feelings very well. What else?
Do you recommend him to someone? Would you? Could you recommend me to anyone?
If you're not a sensitive woman, then yes.
Yeah, if you've
But
got
if you're
thick skin
yeah, you need thick skin.
and a
And
laugh.
what? If what?
You need thick skin
Yeah.
and you need to tease him back.
Oh,
Learn to take it and give as good as you get.
where's David?
But you will always have fun. It will never be a boring
Yeah,
day.
never boring. You've always got good stories. Done.
Where's David gone?
He's gone.
I would like David and Isaac to add their comments to include in a full version of this video, good points and bad points, all on a smartphone video, and send it to me so I can make a complete portfolio of my profile. And in fact, anyone who knows me can do the same. I would appreciate it.
Hi there. And what's your name?
My name is David Clark.
How old are you?
I'm at least older than you, and I am actually 70 years old.
How many children have you got?
I think I have 6,
But you've got a legitimate
maybe
child?
7.
How many wives have you got?
1, 2, 3 wives, and my current wife is a Filipino.
And Okay.
Wait, this is for Tinder and he's got a current wife.
And can we twist it that way so we get it on
No,
landscape?
we got you on land like this. This is good. What is your most favourite top 3 things to do?
I like to discuss the origins of life, the reasons for our existence, and the Bible.
What are your 3 worst things to talk about?
Talking about homosexuality, talking about lying, and talking about boasting about things we've done in a wrong sense of the word.
Okay. Do you have a gay son?
Yes, I do.
Are you happy about that?
No, I'm not happy about that situation. No,
How do you deal with it?
I let him get on with it.
Okay. Do you still get in contact with both your 3 of your ex-wives?
My first wife I do, my second wife I try to, but she keeps me at arm's length, and my third wife, she finds it difficult to communicate with me. But
Why do you think your second wife keeps you at arm's length?
Because she doesn't want to get involved with me, because she wants to be separate from me, obviously.
What do you think your worst trait is?
I'm perfect in every way. I don't have any worst traits. I could be more helpful and considerate, and I don't have any money.
What do you think your best trait is?
The best traits are that I really value other people, except when I don't like them. Even then, I don't have a go at them, but I suffer people. We talk about worst traits.
Tommy Robinson, European elections. I was born in Oldham on the 16th of February 1949 at Boundary Park Hospital, which is next to the Oldham Athletic Football Club. I had a brother, Michael, who was born in 1946, just after the war. We lived at 26 Fleet Street, Oldham, and I was baptised as an infant in 1953 at Christ Church, Glodwick. Not that that made me a Christian, it didn't. My brother and I went to Clarksfield Infant School. My Aunt Edith used to take us to Alexandra Park for a treat on a Saturday to see the boats and the launch on the lake. And at the end of the day, she would buy us real English chips made from real lard. My mother was born in Oldham, and so was her mother, who died when she was young. My granddad was born in Oldham, and he worked as a craftsman and was a trade unionist in the mills of Lancashire. My father was a Londoner, born in Islington, and was in the army. He was a Tommy soldier and fought in the war in Egypt. My mother was in the Royal Air Force and worked as a telegrapher, dispatching paratroopers and bringing the aircraft home after the bombing raids in Germany at Ringway Airport. They served our country to preserve our freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. They were proud of our country, and Mum loved the royal family. I had many aunts and uncles, and they were all born in and around Oldham, and have all died and are buried in Oldham now. Here is a photograph of the grave, and I would really value anyone telling me where the cemetery is located, as I'm living in Fareham now and would like to revisit it. My granddad, grandma who died before I was born, my Aunt Alice, Auntie Frances and Uncle John and Aunt Edith are all buried there. Oldham is no longer the town I once knew. Many things have changed, and parts of Oldham have been repopulated by Muslims who are governed by Islamic law and practice unknown strange religious practices. My brother and I moved with our parents as a family to Aylesbury in 1963, where we grew up as teenagers and were well known. I worked in Aylesbury and as a service manager at Granada TV Rentals. It was in Aylesbury that I became a Christian in 1970 after a bad experience on LSD. I went on to Wolverhampton Polytechnic and graduated with a Cert Ed awarded by Birmingham University in 1978, and I went on to teach electronics for over 20 years in colleges of further and higher education. I moved to Luton in 1978 and taught electronics at Luton College of Higher Education and taught hundreds of Muslim students until 1998. It was here I put myself out to learn their ways and visit their mosque in Bury Park. I visited their homes to learn the principles of Islam. Both Oldham, Aylesbury and Luton are no longer places where I once knew, lived, worked and raised my families. These towns have all experienced many serious problems due to the conflicts between Muslims and the rest of society. These are problems that require a political solution that our governments have been unable to resolve. This is why I recommend you elect Tommy Robinson as your European MP for the North West. He has identified the true essence of the problems causing these conflicts and realises the need for a political solution and not violence. As a result, and due to the current state of affairs in the world, I have published my findings in my book, The West and the Quran, in which I show that Islam, an ideology based on the Quran, is at odds with the Christian religion and poses a threat to world peace. A political solution is required to prevent the domination of Islam in the UK and abroad. Tommy Robinson is standing as a European MP for the North East of England. He is the man to vote for, as he stands for freedom of speech, freedom of religion, and opposes uncontrolled immigration to the UK. We cannot afford to ignore the rise of Islamic terror in the UK.
What's the solution? If Muslim people are in the wrong and they are committing crimes, no one's above the law.
If the law of the land is Islamic, we will respect the law of the land.
What if it's not Islamic?
If it's not Islamic, then the law of the land and those who make it can go to hell, quite honestly, because Allah said in the Quran, in chapter 33, verse 1, He said, O Prophet, fear Allah and do not obey the disbelievers and the hypocrites. Is David Cameron a Muslim or a disbeliever? Guys,
I can't speak on Cameron,
so you can't obey him. So he can go to hell, as well as all the other leaders.
I'm now 70 years old, and my personal story is told in my book, Converted on LSD Trip. First published on the 11th of February 2001 and as reported in the Oldham Chronicle, and now released as Borstal Boys, also in the Bucks Herald and the Portsmouth News. See the links listed below of this video for further references. I am very surprised by the hostile response to my video MEP elections Oldham, Luton, Aylesbury and Fareham, posted on Made in Oldham Memories, which reads as follows. Post, Michael Watmow. You might be born in Oldham, but you're not an Oldham son. You are a racist, who many a true Oldham son fought against you and your like in the Second World War. I, for one, have more in common with the Muslim folk in Oldham than I have with you and your leader. Reply. Why are you so nasty in your comment to my post? It is clear you do not speak for the whole of Oldham. I was definitely born in Oldham, went to Clarksfield Infant School, and my parents fought the war against Hitler and the Nazi regime. They did this with all of Britain in order to secure our freedom, freedom of speech, freedom of religion. Tommy Robinson is standing to be elected as a European MP for Oldham and the North West in order to secure these freedoms. You call me a racist. You may not agree, and to speak as you do against me, I venture to say you know very little about me, and so is ignorance. I know nothing of you, so I am at a loss to understand your reference to a true Oldham son. For your information, I have had living with me a Muslim man from Pakistan for over 4 years. I am married to a Filipino wife, so your reference to me being a racist is just a plain insult. The news from Oldham on the 18th of May demonstrates who are these real enemies to our freedom, freedom of speech and freedom of religion. They are the Muslim Defence League.
Kelton!
Who show their true colours. I trust you do not refer to these as the true sons of Oldham. The Muslims I know and have known do not behave like these people, and I believe would support Tommy Robinson. David Clark, the 19th of May 2019.
I want to address the Pakistani men from my community. Shame on you! Shame on you! You are a disgrace to the Pakistani community. You come here tooled up. The police officers knew what was happening right from the onset. These Pakistani men were not here to protest. They came tooled up to cause a fight. The police officers are totally to blame. You could have stopped this right from the onset. This is a political rally. We have the right to have a political rally. The Pakistani men have no right to come here and attack young kids in the crowd by throwing bricks and balls. Shame on the Pakistani community.